After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 497. Today is, I'm sorry, I've lost my cord. Today is Monday, March 21st, 2022, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico. Thank you.
And I'm Tali, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. I was going to say something.
I don't know, want a Smartie?
Yes. We are dealing with headaches and things.
Ooh, I got a little bit of curl going because actually he was able to take a shower before him.
Okay. Happy second day of spring.
Happy Smarties.
Happy Smarties.
Wait, it's spring already?
Yes, yesterday.
Oh.
I found out an adagio.
Good thing Adagio's there to let you know these important things.
Anyway, she's sidetracking me. This may be a very disjointed podcast if she keeps doing that. Okay, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us. We hope you see something that you like and that you will keep coming back. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you with us. And if you are new or returning in the shadows, please feel free.
They're returning in the shadows?
Please feel free to press the little subscribe button on your right. It's a little red button, and hit the little bell gently so you can get notifications if you'd like to do that. And if you want to be able to take part in the alongs and the giveaways and all that kind of stuff, the camaraderie, all that takes place on our homepage, and that's at phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's in the little description box below the video. And I think it's also in the banner, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Should be.
Yeah, our Etsy shops and all that kind of stuff.
Because I updated all that when I set up my booktube.
Yeah. How many projects do you have?
4.
And I have...
I didn't check the number of fingers.
I have 7, so that means I go first. In my crocheting owl mug that lovely Crystal, who is chronically crocheting, gave to me, I was kind of excited because Ty and I found what we thought might be a replacement for one of my favorite teas, which is Chocolate Monkey, that my local tea shop used to carry but doesn't carry anymore, or carries very inconsistently. And it's called Chocolate Monkey. And this is it's called the Whistling Kettle.
Yeah, we were specifically looking for chocolate money, and that's how... Monkey, and that's how I found this.
This was the only one that even looked or sounded like what I have, and what I have here at home from the local shop. It's close, but not really.
Not close enough?
Not close. I don't think... I was going to get the full, 4 ounces if it worked, but I don't think I'm going to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can still try the Belgian?
Yes. I mean, this is really close. I'll probably try this maybe tomorrow in the other one and see how much different it is. The other one, I think, is more full-bodied. This one it's almost a little watery.
Okay. Do you think that you put more water in it than you normally do?
No. Mm-hmm. I think that, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's a really good facsimile, but it's not quite what I'm... you want to taste it?
No, I don't care for bananas.
That's right.
Besides, I've never tasted the other ones. I won't be able to tell.
And it's not bad. Mm-hmm. And it may be that it grows on me, but the other one, right from the very get-go, it's like, oh, this is what I want. Mm-hmm. So, it may be that this is just... And maybe... I had to look and see if they had the ingredients listed on that, because maybe it's not a rooibos in that.
It could be. It could be that it's not a rooibos. That might be part of the thing.
Maybe it's a honeybush. Maybe it's a black tea.
Well, this is honeybush, too.
Yeah, but it's got the rooibos is the one it leads with.
Yeah.
So... Because... Actually, this must be decaffeinated or non-caffeinated.
It says caffeine-free.
Probably not the best choice for fighting a headache, but...
Probably not.
And I had a half of a protein bar that Talia got, a vegetarian protein bar that Talia had gotten as a freebie for one of her orders.
Yeah, because I've been having in the morning protein smoothies.
Mhm.
So either cherries or strawberries with some oatmeal and put it in a smoothie, blend it together with the protein. And yeah, it makes a nice... I can actually take my medicine with it. It doesn't make me feel nauseous when I take my medicine. And then I save the rest of it for when they have their lunch.
And I may use that as it gets warmer for breakfast, at least a few days a week. So
Because you can have the full one for breakfast for me because I have such a I take so many pills in the morning that by the time I get to the end of it, I don't want to finish the smoothie till later.
but I don't understand what you just said to me.
For you, you could possibly have the full thing as a breakfast because you don't
Yeah,
have this
yeah.
huge complement of
Right,
pills that I
right.
do. I get full with the pills.
There will be times maybe where I just want half of it, so I can have a breakfast, like a cereal or something.
Right.
Or it might, because I wouldn't be able to have my tea probably, but yeah, that would have to get the chai one if I do that.
And they do have a chai one. It's a vanilla chai even.
Yep.
Well, they have two different chai ones. I think they have chai and I think they have vanilla chai.
Vanilla chai would be better. Okay. All right. So what do you have?
Now, I think I might have brewed this a little bit longer than I did in the past. This would be really good with some milk. So this is Irish Stout. And it's a St. Patrick's Day limited edition. Now, usually they have this available for, if you garner enough points, you can pick this up with points on Adagio. And I've been meaning to get this for a while, so I was glad when it became, if you order enough, you can get some. Celebrate this St. Patrick's Day with a different kind of brew, our limited edition Irish Stout tea, blended with Assam and Ceylon teas. Those are two different kinds of black teas. So caffeine, cocoa nibs, chocolate and cream flavors, and topped off with shamrock-shaped sprinkles. And they are shamrock-shaped sprinkles. They're cute.
I know some people said that they got confetti sprinkles.
Mine has shamrock.
Yeah. And then some said that if you had it like from previous times, they were doing it like from a previous order or something, they had the confetti. And some were saying that they had like the shamrocks and some of the confetti. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, mine definitely had shamrocks. Add a splash of milk or cream, and you'll soon be singing Erin Go Bragh.
It is bra.
Well, B-R-A-G-H.
I know. I think it's bra
I have no idea what it means.
because that's how they said it on Poirot when they mentioned it was Erin Go Bragh.
Okay.
And they're British, so they should know.
Well, it doesn't mean they can pronounce Irish necessarily.
Well,
Better than us.
I've never heard it said brog.
Yeah, you're probably right. But
that's Davina. Davina's in the bathroom cleaning, so if you hear, that's what she's doing. Somebody asked.
high level caffeine.
If you hear, somebody asked about Davina coming on the podcast. It may have to wait a while.
Between symptoms, and then also this is when she cleans the bathroom,
Yeah.
and she doesn't like her schedule being flipped. It stresses her out. So there's his face. Well, his beard.
There's no face there.
There's no face there. He's
There
the
is-
faceless
he is-
bearded hat person.
There is no face. He is faceless.
He is faceless.
He's without face.
So like I said, I think you would like this better with cream. I think I steeped it a little long this time because I forgot to set my timer.
It smells good.
It is good. It is a little bit stronger this time than normal. Like I said, you're not getting a true taste of it. You get more
my chocolate
when you
tea.
don't oversteep it. You get more of the chocolate taste. And I oversteeped it this time.
It tastes like a watered down coffee.
It's better than watered down coffee.
Or what I imagine a watered down coffee.
Right, you
tastes like.
don't drink coffee, so you can
Nasty
hardly
stuff.
tell.
Okay.
But this would have been good with some milk, the way I steeped it this time.
That might make a good chai latte or something.
It could. It
All
could.
right. Not a chai latte, but a latte.
I think as it cools, I'll let you have another taste, because then some of the bitterness will go out.
Okay. Now, let's see where we are at.
Well, you have 7 to my 4.
Yes, but I still have to go through
Oh, I
stuff.
apologize. Yes, do your thing.
Okay, PHN Tea and Tails. We are almost finished with the first quarter of the Tea and Tails. The first quarter runs from January through March, and March 31st is the last day of this quarter.
Smartie?
Smartie. SMRT.
We're going to be so sad when the Smarties are gone.
Sorry, we can't give it to you through the screen.
No. This episode's Smartie.
Okay. That's going to affect my tea. Okay. This,
Mine too.
okay, the Tea and Tales it's our year-long one, January through December. So when you hit January 1st of 2023, we're done. Having said that, the first quarter ends in 2 weeks. Okay? Approximately 2 weeks. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips will be allowed but must be worked on during the along and must reflect the theme of tea and or tales. Chatter and pictures are all in the same thread. Let's see here. I said that they must be tied to tea and or tales. If you have questions about what tie-ins are to tea and tales, just put a PM in the group or post on the boards.
But you were given a lot of leeways in like being creative with it. If there's a way you can justify it that is a tea or tale.
Now we are not talking about movies.
No, we are
okay,
not.
Or TV shows. This is tea and tales as in books. Okay.
Yes.
Books and plays and things like that.
Well,
so,
you can make even an argument for graphic novels.
Yes, we have.
Yes. So like Hush. I'm not just telling you to be quiet.
That's
Batman.
That's Batman.
That's a Batman graphic novel.
It has to have a beginning, a middle, and end. It could be a children's book. It can be something like Ping, or
But like Charlie Brown, the little strips for like Sunday comics. No.
Although Charlie Brown's Christmas, if that was a book,
right,
would be
right. But
okay.
He doesn't generally have a lot of graphic.
No.
novels.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Things like Ping or Corduroy, things like that. Those are books. They have full stories.
Well, there's one that I've been meaning to read, and I picked it up around the time of Surgeon. I didn't end up reading it like I wanted to. It was one of the earlier comics, and it was like this funny looking little guy, and was set like in a fantasy kind of. Oh, he had like a huge nose, and I'll have to show it to you later.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
It looked like he was cute.
So anyway, as long as it's some kind of a story, it has a beginning, middle, and end, and it's print, okay? Not just movies or something. It can be a novelization.
Mom, you can taste the chocolate now.
It can be the novelization, but not... You have to tell us how it works.
I think as it continues to cool, you'll be able to taste more of the chocolate.
No, maybe because this one's so much more chocolatey.
Well, that is going to be more chocolatey.
Okay, moving forward again here. 1 whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. We do have prizes. The only one we know about for sure is Looney Hiker that's Pat. She made a very generous donation of one of her sock patterns, and it's really a nice looking sock pattern. Graveyard Fields. We do have 2 prizes for each quarter plus 1 overall prize. We had some generous donations that, it's not I can't do huge prizes anymore. It's just too expensive to ship. But I can. It's a slightly bigger prize, and that's for the whole year. Okay. Now, featured patterns and yarns. We always have featured patterns and yarns. The stable featured patterns and yarns are anything that I do, whether it's yarn or patterns, anything Talia does, anything that Laura does, Laura Concert, whether it's yarn or patterns, as long as it fits the theme. Now, we also, for this one, are including any Bakery Bears pattern, that's KF Jones, any Joanna Johnson's pattern, and any Mom Cook pattern that fits the theme of tea and tales, and they all have several.
Yes.
Okay, some of them are toys, some of them are wearables, accessories, things like that. So,
and for Joanna Johnson, you also have the benefit of she actually writes some of her. So, like her children's books, they are books. Like people will pick up the books just to read it to their children, and they just happen to have the pattern in the back.
Kind of like those books that have recipes or something in them.
Right, right. You'll see this with the Cozy Mystery that everyone likes so much. I'm not a fan of those, but I know that there are people who are.
So that's what we're talking about for that. Those featured patterns, if you do a finished object with just one, like just the yarn or just a pattern that's featured, that's 2 chances at a prize for the FO only. If you have both the yarn and the pattern that are featured and you finish the object, that is 3 chances at a prize for the finished object only. And if I'm confusing you because we're a little bit disjointed, it's all in the threads, okay? And
you can only do it if you have access to threads anyway.
Right.
So,
and if you still don't understand, if you're still a little confused, contact me. Don't contact Taya.
Don't contact me. I won't get back to you.
Rena is very good about answering questions, and we have a couple other moderators who are very good, and then we have some what we call quasi-moderators, unofficial moderators who are also very good. They've been with us forever, and they know.
And they don't have any problems. They don't seem to have any problems answering questions.
And we appreciate that.
Yes.
So My tea is not caffeinated, so it's not helping me.
Nope. And you don't like my tea. Do you want a Smartie?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, the hashtag is PHNTandTales2022 on Instagram. And I already told you what the prize was at this particular point. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay, perfect. Honestly, they are Smarties. Okay. Doesn't mean I won't go sugar high, but that's a little sweet and sour. Okay. The Ready, Set, Go Cow Lao ends in the end of March. Okay, so this is one of our 1 quarter alongs. The first quarter, January through March, PHN Ready, Set, Go. This ends March 31st. All right. So if you have projects you're trying to finish up, you know, you have about 2 weeks to finish them up and put them in. All right. Let's see here. And basically the rules are the same. There is no theme for this one. No colors, nothing. Just, you know, whatever it is that you wanted to start this year. It has to be started January 1st of this year or later. Okay. And then you can work on it, obviously, during the along. But if it started prior to January 1st, it has to go somewhere else. It can't be in this particular along, okay? Because it's starting all the things. The featured patterns, featured yarns are just mine, Talia's, and Laura's for this one, okay? And let's see here. If it's only a yarn or a pattern that's in, well, I mentioned this before. If it's only a yarn or a pattern in the finished object, that's 2 chances at a prize for the FO only. And if it's a yarn and a featured pattern, featured yarn, featured pattern, and the FO, it's 3 chances of the prize for the FO only. You are responsible, as always, for your own multiple postings. Now, I believe the next along that we're going to be doing is what? Autism awareness?
It should be.
I think it's autism awareness next time. So start thinking about your bright colored stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we usually get a lot of socks and hats and things like that for this along, toys, things like that. So
well, it starts at the perfect time period because it's spring and people kind of feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, the flavor's starting to get better, but it still feels watery. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I'm going to pick it up or not. I'm glad we went with the small. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Going into projects, I have 7, I think. Let me see. 1. Counting will commence. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I have 6 plus 1 I can't show, and I actually
that still counts because it's not your design.
Okay.
The reason why mine doesn't count is because it goes, oh, I forgot to grab my other design. Oh well.
Okay, well, it's a big deal.
Because my designs are shop news. It's not shop news for you.
Okay, so let me go here. I think we decided that was twice last time.
I think you're right.
All right, so in my Ploverbird pink and purple teacups bag is my Comfy Cozy Scrap Shawl by Anastasia Sattel. And this is, I didn't do a whole lot. I'm hoping to get some work on these things done. I haven't decided what I'm doing with my hair yet. If I get my hair colored, touched up the color, then I have time to do more projects. Mm-hmm. If I decide that I'm not going to do that anymore, then I won't have hardly any time at all because I'm just going to get trimmed. So, let's see. I don't know what happened to my hook. There it is. Okay, so you can see, not a whole lot. I think I only worked on this in the podcast, honestly. So you can see it's. I mean, like I said, it is large enough that I could stop right here, but I don't wanna. So I'm not gonna. And this is basically Miss Babs. I think there's some Malabrigo in here. I'm pretty sure there's some Malabrigo in here. So yeah, it's just basically the same place where I showed you last time. I gotta find where
Didn't you use this color for my snake?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it was something like that, but no.
Okay.
I think it was a different.
I think I lost one of the eyes for my snake.
Yeah, you lost it on the street or something. You lost it when you were dating Thomas.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah.
I had a snake scarf. I don't wear a lot of scarves. For one thing, I overheat easily. For another thing, I always feel they're getting pulled.
Right. And this is a people who've been with us for a while know that this is one of my go-to patterns. Mm-hmm. People people, and by people I mean Talia and a certain other person, like this kind of thing. And so, I've made this for family, I made it for friends, I made it for myself, and it's a very nice kind of just do it kind of thing. You don't have to worry about it, and I just can talk to you guys or waffle or whatever, which is what I'm trying to do, so I can say I worked on this. As I do
Except that you have another one you have to do.
I do, but I want to make sure I get a few stitches in here first. So, okay, that's enough stitches. I've worked on it. See, I've worked...
Well, you can even keep it on your lap and continue to work on it.
Well, no, I have to show the other one. I need to work on that one, too. So,
okay.
see here. Okay, let me see what the next one is. Actually, it's making me warm. Comfy. Cozy. All right, let me see what I have next.
Where is the top of this?
All right, now this one, I don't remember working on this too much, but I know I must have done it somewhere.
Maybe you just did it on the podcast.
I think I did it somewhere else as well, but maybe when I was watching videos on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is my Knit for Brains Owl Teapots bag, given to me by Laura Concert. Thank you, Laura. Here it is. And this is my Arwen's Hooded Cowl project from the Thorns Hooded Cowl pattern by, I don't know, I can't remember her name. I still have the photographer down instead of the person who does it. But here, I did a little bit of work on this. It looks like a little skirt right now.
It does.
But it's curling a little on the bottom. There we go. So you can see, it is... I'm getting to the point where I think I have a few more rows and then I have to decrease.
Not decrease, go backwards.
Right. I meant decreasing rows.
Yeah, there is actually a section
I know
that decreases, so that's why.
Yeah. So...
Because that would be a waist short cowl.
Yeah, it would. Okay, so yeah. This is also a very fun and just kind of a... as long as you pay attention to what's your... where you are in the pattern, it's not difficult. Now, I can make anything.
Yes, and she has.
I can make anything kind of... I don't want to do a short row here.
But she has.
Let me see, where am I?
There you
Okay,
go.
that's right. Just have to put this back here. So.
Yes.
And this is Miss Babs in the slate blue.
Take a look at something. I think it's just the way you're pulling on it. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I was looking at that as well. This is Miss Babs in the slate blue, which is kind of my new favorite, along with the regular gray slate. It's just, I think it's blue gray slate that I really like as well.
Well, you've always liked that color.
And this is very nice. I don't think she had this before. I didn't see it.
No, I think it was a newer color.
Yeah, and I really like this color.
Because you would have noticed it before, between your liking for blue and your liking for gray.
Yeah. I mean, this would make a really nice kind of subtle fade kind of thing, where you kind of, one row of this, one row of that, in and out. It would be really pretty, I think. One or two rows to blend the colors a little bit. But yeah, it's on pretty large needles. You would think I would finish this quicker than I am. But
it requires working
it requires working on it. And honestly, when I sit down with my husband to watch a movie or whatever, I don't often work anymore on the projects.
Especially not knitting. Because that's usually how you make most of your mistakes, even on the simplest ones.
Yeah. Because it's dark in our house anyway, and if I've got the lights a little lower because we want to kind of have a movie theater type of experience, it's really hard for me to see. And my husband's always like, you're looking down, you can't see what's... I was doing something. What was I doing? Oh, it was a project, one of my projects that I don't have to look down was crochet, and you're missing everything. I'm not missing anything. I'm fine. I can see this. Just do what you're doing. But, so, yeah, it's just, he's funny. He doesn't want me to miss it. And so I just don't do it, unless it's something in the daytime, like he doesn't expect me to watch when they do Sunday, the early movie on Sunday.
It's usually something.
It's usually something Davina wants, which is usually something a little inane. So,
and that's not an insult. It's just her taste.
No, she likes slapstick and stuff, and I just I don't. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, I don't want to say that I don't. It has its place, but
I generally don't.
I most of the time I don't really care for it. So I will sit there. If I'm in there, I will sit there and just, a lot of times I'm in the kitchen doing dinner or whatever, but sometimes I'll just sit there and do knitting or crocheting, and he'll fall asleep so he doesn't know I'm knitting or crocheting.
So there really isn't much to miss with slapstick. Someone got bonked on the head again.
Yeah. And it's not always slapstick. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know, stuff that I'm like, I don't want to watch this again. I don't want to hear this. It's just brain dead stuff. So, I mean, and they're not bad. I mean, they're just not what I like to watch, you know.
No, very different tastes.
Yeah. So that's all I have to say about my projects for the moment.
Okie dokie. So, let me see.
Oh, in case you didn't notice, I now have protectors for these needles.
Yes, you went through. How did we find them?
I don't know.
Did you tear something out?
I don't know. I don't know how I found it, but
Yeah, because we were
doing something or other.
doing something, and I remember you saying, "Oh, hey, I can use this for that project now."
Yeah.
I don't think it was pulled out of the design you were working on of mine.
No, I would have kept it with that.
Yeah, so I think you must have discovered it in a bag that maybe had like just yarn in it.
Could be. I don't know where I found it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember you finding it.
I really need to go through all my bags, and I do this periodically where I have to go through bags and boxes because I just kind of shove things in there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what's
your
in there.
section of boxes is such a mess.
I know.
Like you have, I don't know how many times you've had your needles fall over.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm so crowded in there either. I mean,
But you don't put any of the stuff in the boxes either.
I can't. There's no room. I have to go through and see if I can get rid of some stuff. Because Brittany's stuff that I bought from Brittany is still in the back room. Because I don't want to lose it. I want to, Your turn.
Okie dokie. So, that was actually just a waffle so I could get stuff knit. Just want to make sure I pull up the show notes. In my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag is the Ann Sweater by Joanna Johnson. Oops, I forgot to unmark this. I didn't work on this.
What's that?
The blanket that's in timeout.
Oh, right.
I just forgot to change its color.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, so I didn't work on that one. There. Okay, now I can just go ahead and change this one's color because I have absolutely no intention of this one's in timeout for an indeterminate amount of time.
Gotta do something with it. You put a lot of work into it.
Well, it's been in timeout before.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel like dealing with it.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt anything being in timeout.
Don't want to, don't have to.
Exactly. Okay, but what's not on timeout is the Ann Sweater from Green Gables Knits by Joanna Johnson. And I call it Lake of Shining Waters. I'm using Andean Treasure in the colorway Sapphire Heather. And this is a baby alpaca. I am so close. I'm,
So pretty.
I just need to finish this sleeve. I'm only a few inches away. And then I could just, weave in all the many ends and sew up the pockets.
Very nice. It's not overly heavy. I mean, it's going to be warm.
It's going to be warm, but it's not one of those things that you feel like it's super duper heavy while it's warm.
Weighing you down.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I know Mom looks forward to me casting on hers. Hers will be cast on right away, but it won't get as much work as the way this one did. Other things have to get attention. Mm-hmm. Hers will just get started on the needles.
Well, I've already got a bunch of things that she started for me that are just sitting there languishing, so...
Right, well, I know the owl thing needs to be worked on. The yellow sweater that's been waiting for me. I know that I have your Dobbin Wood. I have a whole treasure trove of projects waiting.
All right, let me just put this away so I can get my next project. There. There we go. There. Okay. This is an old bag.
Oldie but goodie.
Oldie but goodie. Because Ploverbird was one of the first that we...
Yep.
Along with
first one right after Knitting
by Bag. Yeah, we did them concurrently for a little while.
Yeah.
And
then I did Papaloo.
Oh wow!
What?
I didn't realize this, but I'm going to be playing Yarn Chicken with this.
Oops.
I may have to pull it out and start another color. Look at this.
Yeah, I think you might have to.
I have to see how far I am on the end here. If I'm close enough to the end, I might be able to finish it.
It's a scrap shawl. It doesn't matter if you start in the middle of the road. No one's going to notice.
I don't want it to start in the middle of the road.
No one will notice.
I notice it.
Not when it started, you will.
I do not wish it. Okay, let's see here.
And if they're sitting there studying the back of your shawl, trying to figure out where you changed the color, they're standing too close.
Let's see. Okay. Now, let's see. My next one is, oh yay. This is in my Bee-Wing Country bag. This is my Country Roads blanket from the Jelly Roll blanket pattern by K.F. Jones. I wanted to do more work on this, but I got sidetracked by something else, so I only did a little bit. So I'm still on the Captain America stripe, or square, or whatever you want to call these things.
Swatch.
Swatch, I don't know. So yeah, this is just various yarns. Ty has been giving me back some of the ones I gave her, or she bought for me, or whatever. And so I've got some of my yarn in here. The last two here are my yarns. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the rest of these are. I think this one might be a Miss Babs, maybe. I don't know. Or is that Dragon? I think you gave me this one, or did I? I don't know.
I don't remember.
This one's Malabrigo.
I don't think that other one's the one that I gave you.
These two are Malabrigo, the blue and the
I don't think
pink.
you start with things I gave you until higher up.
Yeah, okay.
I think that blue is the first one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you gave me some that weren't mine.
I don't recognize this one.
Okay. So I have to check and see what that is, because I broke open a lot of skeins that weren't seeing any love, because they were just, I didn't know what to do with them.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm using them in this blanket, and I'm hoping that I won't have any issues picking up the stitches, because I'm enjoying the actual knitting of it. I know it's simple, it's only garter stitch.
Sometimes you just need
but
that.
I think it'll look really cool when it's, and I have to hold myself back from picking the next color, because I told Davina she could.
Oh.
So Davina will have to reach into the bag and find. I have to make sure I pull out what I've already used.
Right, so you aren't.
So she doesn't pick out something that is already in the. Because I only have this like 4 or 5, maybe more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yarns in here. So I don't want to necessarily repeat one already.
No.
So,
And I mean, how much do you have of some of these ones?
Full skeins.
Oh, okay, but I mean, like Captain America, you could well finish.
Yeah, I might. It depends on how big it was and how far I decide to go with this particular color. Because I already said that I'm not going to worry too much about the size of the squares. Mm-hmm. I want it to be kind of like a like a crazy quilt type of thing.
Quasi quilt.
So yeah. Am I supposed to do 2 again?
Yes, you are.
All right, let me just finish this.
I think it was twice.
Yeah, twice. Okay, finish this stitch. At least on this one, I don't have to keep track of my pattern. I just keep going. All right. Now this one didn't get a whole lot of work either, because I was working on something else. This is my Ice Ice Baby Blanket from the Cerbell Scarf pattern by Sarah Sweethearts, and this is in my Emma Owl bag. Emma gave me this bag. Thank you, Emma. I just realized the last 3 bags I got were given to me. Thank you very much. Very generous people in our group. Okay, so, and now I'm not sure if that lady's pregnant or not again.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to watch her. I feel like a crazy stalker person trying to see, because she's had several kids, so it's a little hard to tell sometimes, She's not fat in any way, shape, or form.
You're just digging yourself a hole.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to explain that, it's one of those awkward situations where you don't want to ask.
Right.
Because you're not sure. And you don't want to...
When's the baby due?
The baby penguin. What was it he said?
It was the pandas.
Pandas, yeah.
Baby pandas at the zoo.
The zoo, yeah.
Heard that they were having some.
Baby pandas. But anyway, this is Ice Yarns, and this is what Crystal gave me, the yarn. I haven't started the yarn that Kara gave me yet, because I want to finish this first. But it's in the bag, waiting to be started, because I'm looking forward to that. And this is a very warm, it's almost like, it's a worsted, but it feels almost like an Aran weight. Mm-hmm. I mean, well, technically, I guess that is a worsted, but...
oh, well, no, Aran weight is its own weight.
It's not everywhere, though. I don't think the British have...
British don't have a worsted weight.
Okay, the worsted they don't have, right.
Because you go from
DK
to Aran.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But here in the States, we have worsted and Aran.
Yes.
I mean, you can use them
I
in a
think
chest.
that they might have a light Aran or a heavy DK, and that kind of covers your worsted.
Who?
The Brits.
Okay. But,
So.
yeah, so
that's your second?
that's my second.
Okay. So, in my... Alright, hang on, it's stuck.
Stuck.
There we go.
Reference.
Okay, so... in my Knit for Brains bag that Laura gave me, this is my teapots bag. All the cute teapots. This is the Thorns Hooded Cowl, and my project name is Laura's Hood. And this got a little bit of work done. Just started another purl section.
Very nice.
And because I'm doing version 3, my purl sections are longer than Mom's.
Yeah, I think mine was version 2.
Yes, it is. And you have this nice little spiraling with the dark purple.
Yeah, the dyer did a good job on that.
Yeah. And then I have an extra skein of this, which actually I might end up even needing for this.
You might.
Because I didn't expect to work through this quite as much
Especially
as I
with
did.
knitting, you know?
Yeah. Because it was like such a big skein, I didn't expect that.
Well, it was like 500 yards, I think.
I know you thought it was 560, but I guess not.
Well, it might be. It just might be it took more yarn than you thought.
Yeah. Also, this is a worsted, a pretty heavy worsted in comparison to the other one, which was a DK light worsted. So, guess the heavier you eat it up a little more.
I don't know. You should make it bigger, though, so you should, there's a pro and con about it, because you might use fewer stitches.
But it's a number of rows still that you have. This isn't like a measurement pattern.
Well, it might be the rows that are taking up more yarn, but the height in the rows would be less yarn to do it.
Yes, I understand that.
So.
My point is, they both have the same number of rows, and this one's tall. It has taller stitches, so it's going to take up more.
But you might need fewer stitches to get the same size.
But you aren't measuring. It's counted by rows.
Yeah, I know.
If I was measuring, I would agree with you.
Well, the thing is that if you see that it's getting bigger, you might stop.
True, you could, but if you were following the pattern exactly as written, which is what I've been doing, this one's going to be bigger just by virtue of the weight of the yarn than what the one is that you're making. If with us just sticking to what the pattern says.
Right.
Okay, I showed that your turn.
Okay, let me finish a stitch. I don't like to be in the middle of a stitch when I stop. There we go. Alright, where is my little clip? I really do need to change out the color
my wandering
of
canary?
this clip because it gets hidden in my blanket. And I have another full skein of yarn for this. And a partial, the one I'm working with is a partial, about a quarter of the yarn ball. So I think I'm going to probably use all of it, or almost all of it, for this. Okay, have a little tea. Alright, this one is in my Universal Studios blue bag. Let me put this away. Because if anything gets worked on, this one will. Let's see. So in my Universal Studios blue bag is
I do, just really quickly, I can see the benefit of the jelly roll over the miter square for one thing in particular, is if you're having trouble thinking, you don't have to worry about where the decreases are.
Right.
You just change your yarn.
Right.
And then you just keep going until you're ready to pick up stitches. In which case, I could see picking up a jelly roll and just even eventually pulling out the miter square and using the yarn from that.
Right.
It would also solve the problem that hole. Just don't put that yarn in there.
Okay, now,
I think also with the miter square, it's where there's more areas where I could pull.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. More areas also where you've sewn it together, whatever. You've not really sewn.
You picked up stitches.
Picked up stitches. All right. In my blue Universal Studios bag is my virtual hug shawl from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel, and this one is in purples and greens and other such colors. I did a little bit of work on this, I think. I'm always losing my hook. I think I made my hook in here somewhere. Oh, let's see. Bring this back up here. There it is. All right. So you can see, I think I made some progress since I last showed this to you.
Okay, it does not appear that I have the jelly roll.
That's not an issue.
Well, look, I mean, it's easy enough to get off of Love Crafts.
Okay, so here's... I think I've done a little bit. I don't know how much I showed you on the last podcast where I was, but... So, it is growing. No longer really small. It's bigger than a Barbie size. And I'm just using different yarns. This... I don't remember what this green... I want to say it's Heidi's, but I don't know. It looks like Heidi's. I don't have a ball band for it, but it's really soft. And it's not colors I normally buy. Maybe I won it?
Could be.
I don't know. Because it's not usually a color that I buy, but it's really, really pretty. It's just got purples and greens, which I don't usually necessarily put together.
And it's working well. Did you actually show it to them?
I did.
Okay.
Let me show it to them again. See.
I think this is probably Katie's jelly roll blanket.
You need to do your thing.
I will. There we go. I'm letting it pull up on its own. Okay. Yeah, I could see. I bet she wrote it for fingering weight, didn't she?
Wrote what for fingering?
Jelly roll.
I don't know.
Because my thought process, if she did, is that's one of those things that's easy enough to have one fingering, one not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll just make an Afghan size, because what happens with the full blanket size is more likely to get torn up by my, even though someone did very nicely mention the things that help with sharp edges. I did look at them, and I have them like set aside if I do want to go that direction. But I've noticed my Afghan one doesn't tend to get torn up, I think because I put it in between the legs. And then, of course, the crocheted blankets that are made out of, Red Heart will survive the apocalypse. So
they'll outlast even the cockroaches and the Twinkies.
So I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, this is Kay's. So yeah. And that's a good way to use up scraps, which means you might not get as many of my scraps as you want.
You're not going to use up the whole thing, most likely, unless it's a very small skein.
Right. Well, with what's left over from the socks, my square isn't as big, isn't as small as what I was using for my miter square blankets. So it might be that you don't get them for that. So you might be the loser.
Well, you just might not get my mini skeins, that's all.
Oh, wow. You see that? She's just...
Well, if you're not going to give me, I have to do my own. This is true, right?
Although you do have some I gave you.
I do, but you have some I gave you as well.
I do. And I also said you could go through my basket.
Yep.
You just haven't chosen to do so yet.
Well, I haven't needed to at the moment.
Yes. So, okay. Because a lot of the ones in my basket I've used in my other blanket, and I then have the fun part of taking out the little miter squares to put in the... I'll worry about that later.
Worry about it tomorrow.
I'll start the jelly roll with things that I already have.
Think about it tomorrow.
Right. Okay, so next is in... Yeah, I guess this one...
How many more do you have?
As I'm double checking. Where's the fourth one? There's this one. I showed that. Let me pull up my shirts again. There go Shining Waters. Laura's Hood. Torch socks. Oh, I forgot my one of my socks. Darn it. I'll show one pair, and then I will have to get up and get the other one because otherwise, it's something I do have to show. It's not like here's a bag. But in my Silvershed USA PHN 10-year anniversary bag, these are the Torch socks. They are still the Just Boring, not Just Boring boot socks pattern by Corinne Walter.
It's not the large, is it?
No. It's the smaller two sizes you got me? Medium.
Okay, looks bigger than a regular medium.
She might have made them a little taller.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am working along. This is still the first sock because I decided that I had enough socks to work at a more leisurely pace, and I could work on other projects.
Looks nice.
So,
Is that flame on?
yes, it is flame on, and this is Mom's yarn. And you say you're not sure if you can redo this one.
I have to check.
So yeah, I just have to keep going for the foot, and then I can decrease for the toe, and then I'll have to start sock number 2.
Because I gave you a lot of one-offs.
Yes, you did. I think these were ones that you weren't sure you could repeat, and you would give them to me for Christmas, and I'd be like, wow, this is too dark for a toy. I had no idea what to do with them, so I'd set them aside. Or like in the case of Little Bunny Fifu, this is too busy. Worked out nice for a pair of socks, though.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to pull this forward, and then you can talk about yours.
All right.
Is this full?
No. Okay. All right, let me see here. My next one is one I cannot show you, so I'll skip it. Okay. This actually works out really well. In this bag is a project I'm making that I didn't necessarily want her to see. And this is a dust bunny. And I started it yesterday. I think the yarn is Flock Personas. My hand started hurting, so I had to stop. And it's in my PHN large bag. No, yes, large bag. Large bag. So,
Yes, because it's size up from what I have. Trying to figure out where to place my foot without, like, tripping on you. Hold on. I can't lead with my left. Oops.
apparently can't leave with your right either. Okay, so that's all I have to say about that one.
And I totally mixed up what side I actually did leave with my left. Left, right.
You must be related to Grandpa.
You think?
We tease my dad about being left and right challenged.
I can't imagine I'd be related to my grandfather.
He's pretty good-natured about it.
Well, I always say that's why I had the beauty mark right here on my left hand so I could tell the difference. Not that anyone could see. There we go. Okay, so the project that I got up to get is in my ugly greeny kind of colored teacups bag.
Poor bag.
Oh, the bag is pretty. Its color's just ugly. It looks sick.
Poor bag.
You know when you see that sick emoji? This is the color it is.
Poor little bag.
Well, I feel bad for the bag. He looks ill.
Poor little bag. You're mean.
Well, he can't help that he looks
You're
ill.
mean.
I'm just stating facts.
Mean thing.
Poor little ill bag. Now where did my
thing?
there you go. I had it 5 seconds ago.
I have to see if I have any lace
There it
yarn
is.
in my. I don't think I have any more lace yarn.
Lace yarn.
Yeah.
Oh, for that kind of thing, yeah. So, first peridot sock has been done for a while. I don't like the toe I chose to do for this, but I had to stick with it for the second pair of socks.
Why?
I just don't like where the decreases landed. It'll be fine with
Why,
the
no, I'm saying why do you have to stick with it?
because
It's only going to be on your feet.
I know, but I like it to be the same.
Why? They can be fraternal twins.
No, not for the socks.
Nobody's going to notice it.
I will. You have no room to talk. Besides, some toes are slightly longer than others, so it could change the length of the sock of the foot. So here you go. So this is the Bavarian Diamond sock by. Hold on.
That's really pretty.
I had to look it up because I had a couple of different sock people that I started. Judy Sumner. I didn't want to say Claire Allen because I knew it wasn't hers. I haven't had the brain power to work on my Claire Allen socks. What I need to do is I have several audiobooks, particularly Hugh Fraser Poirot audiobooks. And if I turn on those in the background, because I've read most of them, I should have read all of them, it's not a big deal if I listen to them, and I can do that while I'm working on my more complicated patterns, should I have a brain. I also have a Leonardo da Vinci biography that I've been listening to from the library. But anyhow, that's sock number 1. And sock number 2 is making progress. Just not a ton. I've worked on this and another project that I can't show. They're both green. I worked on them on St. Patrick's Day.
Not easy being green.
Because I figured that on St. Patrick's Day I was only going to work on green.
I don't think I worked on anything on St. Patrick's Day.
I made a special effort to work on green things. I think I was actually having a fairly good day on St. Patrick's Day, at least early on. I don't remember if I crashed during the evening, because most evenings this week I crashed. Or this past week, rather. Okay.
Okay, I made a fair amount of progress on this. Yeah, I need to get a move on this. I'd like to finish it sooner rather than later. Mine can wait a little bit. Okay. My next one, as I mentioned, you can't really see because I ripped it out. Okay, this is Talia's pattern, and I ripped it out not because there's anything wrong with the pattern, but because when I looked at it, it was just too much work to fix it.
Right.
I completely turned it around. It wasn't necessarily a mistake. It was just turned around.
Yeah, she didn't read her knitting below.
And so I can't show it to you because it's not my pattern, and I don't want to show you much of it. I can show you the yarn, sort of. See. Mostly you saw sidewalk chalk in there. That's Marigold Jen.
Okay, is that your last one?
My last one.
Okay.
What is this?
What's what?
Is this your pattern?
That doesn't look like one of mine. Maybe.
Oh,
No, I was just saying it didn't look like my the way I format my patterns.
I couldn't see the format. I don't know how you saw the format.
I know what mine looked like.
No, I understand that, but I don't know how you could see what it looked like because I couldn't.
I can tell. I had a glance over your shoulder, and I
Oh.
could tell immediately it didn't look like one of my patterns. I have more boxes and stuff, and I could tell it was an area where they tell you what you need for the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So at a glance, I could tell it wasn't mine.
Alright.
Okay. I'm just that good. Okay. Any
Think you're
FOs?
right away. Yes.
Okay. What is it?
I know you want to go last, so
Well, it all depends on what it is.
it's nothing important.
Oh.
Okay, this is my in my green Star Wars bag, Silver Shed Star Wars bag, is my Mad Hatter Cowl.
Oh, okay. I should have realized when you didn't show this.
So it is a cowl, and it took me a little bit of work to get the things seamed together. I was going to try and crochet it, but it didn't want to cooperate, so I went ahead and sewed it. So,
Oh, yay.
and I thought about leaving it. When I got frustrated, I thought about leaving it like a scarf. I'm like, no, I don't want a scarf. I want a cowl.
And you still have a little bit of chill time left, cool time left to be able to wear it under your coat, maybe.
I don't think so. I think we're pretty much done. I think the other day was the last of it, pretty much.
Well, I guess you have it for next.
I have it for next year, or even in the fall. You know, I have this much yarn left. She's not getting it until I put it in mine.
No, of course not.
So because she decided she wants to start the jelly roll, she's got to start with her own yarn. Since she's not going to give it to me. I think there's plenty in here though for.
Well, and it doesn't matter because I do have my stash to work through.
So that's that, and I'm happy that this is done. And now that you guys have seen it, I can put it away.
And I might start off with the fingering so you could still get the heavier weight yarn.
And this was the thing I really wanted to work on because I was so close to finishing it. Yeah, I'm trying to find the seam.
The only problem with fingering is if I have a a headache or something, it's a little hard to work with fingering.
We don't work on fingering then.
Well, I do plan on doing a fingering one as well because it's a great way to use scraps.
Right.
But
I don't like working fingering for knitting. It's hard enough with crochet. Here's why I seamed it. Okay.
did you do a crochet?
No, I was just saying that I ended up having to sew it because, for whatever reason, I couldn't get it to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done crocheted seams. I just, for whatever reason, I got frustrated. I said, "Fine, I'm going to leave it a scarf." And they said, "No, I'm not." And I decided to sew it. So there are more than one way. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Sorry to cat lovers out there at Figure Speech.
Kitty cats.
Huh?
Poor little kitty cats.
Poor little kitty cats.
Okay, so
Why is this here and not where it's supposed to be?
it probably got detached and you quickly reattached it.
Yeah.
Because those things come off and then you're like, where did it go? Okay, so for me, my little FO, it was finished in the course of, well, I would have finished it all one day if I had started earlier in the night. But
I thought you said you had finished it one day.
I finished it in about 12 hours, less than 12 hours. Because I started during the night, but it was getting late. I finished everything but the top part.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes from my Whimsical Stitches book that my aunt gave me. You would have seen this from when I made, yes, and I think I made the cupcake almost immediately afterwards.
I thought you made the pot.
Not cupcake. I don't know why I said
mug.
cupcake. Mug.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably eventually make a cupcake because I think I'll eventually make almost everything in the bakery, which is weird. I never would have thought I would.
I want to make the duck.
The duck is really cute, but the duck isn't helpful if I'm tired.
Yeah, it's got too many pieces.
And a lot of times when I pull from this book, I just want something quick. I'll probably make the cookies.
Macaroons? Oh, you should make the macaroons.
Well, probably at some point, but I think I'll probably make the chocolate chip and the frosted sugar cookies first. I'll probably make a cupcake at some point. I don't like the cupcakes quite as much.
I want to make a muffin out of that. I think if you take out the little frill.
Well, if you do it the same.
If you make the muffin right, if you maybe put through the back loops here, and then you can have.
Well,
a
sometimes
muffin.
the muffins have a little bit of a frilly type thing because it's a top that you pull off. It's not like straight.
Yeah, you're right.
There's the macaroons Mom was talking about.
I want to make some of those. They're cute.
And last time I had made this mug, this time, come here, Strawberry, I made a donut. So I happen to have this kind of like dark pink salmon color, which made me think of strawberry cake. And then we've all seen this like neon pink icing on things. So it worked perfect. Now, the eyes we have available, we don't have anything smaller than 12 millimeters. I think they call for 9 millimeter eyes.
That's too small anyway.
So all my toys have
Big eyes.
Big eyes. Well, also since I use an E hook instead of a G hook, and I have no idea what weights of yarns these are because I just none of them have labels. I just snag things from my scrap bin. So, yeah. Mine probably are smaller than what's advertised because I'm also a tight crocheter. But she's cute. And she'll sit next to the mug, and I'm going to get a little collection of bakery goods.
Mint is hungry.
Yes. A little collection of bakery goods all along my tea cup shelf. So, it just seems, for whatever reason, I want to decorate it with all these little toys.
That's fun.
So.
Okay, I don't have anything else to show you.
No, I don't. Don't eat the donut.
I'm hungry. You better stay over there.
Then that leads us on to shop news. I worked on 2 of the designs that I've been working on. One of them I didn't bring with me because I forgot about it, and then I didn't feel like pulling it over when I walked to get the project I would actually show. This is another design in here. You don't get to see it, you just get to see the Talia bag that Laura made. Woof. So there's that. Not a whole lot of shop news otherwise. I have some beads coming in that still haven't made their way here. Those are the gunmetal colored stainless steel Memento Mori Our Father beads. So,
Okay, good.
yeah,
Anything
that's
else?
it. Nope.
Okay. I almost all the kits are gone. I think I have 3 more in the shop. If you're watching, Nancy, Stephanie, and Crystal, yours are in the shop. Okay, so that's Chronically Crochet, Stephanie, and Nancy. Your kits are in the shop. Everybody else has either gotten theirs or it's on the way. I have one in the mailbox right now. Actually, it might have been picked up now.
Probably has been picked up.
Yeah, I just sent that one off today. I'm not sure who I sent off this morning. Whoever it was that purchased it over the weekend. So thank you very much for your support and for celebrating with us. If you are one of those 3 people, please feel free to pick up your orders so I can go ahead and send them off to you. And not, I always worry about them just sitting here. I'm afraid something's going to happen to them. But thank you very much for that. I'm hoping to do some yarn dyeing. The next couple of weeks is a little difficult to find the time because of doctor's appointments and hair appointments and
All the appointments.
So I might not be able to get too much done in the next 2 weeks. I am hoping to do something. Those of you who have the kits might have an idea of what I'm talking about. They got something that they were not expecting, and they probably know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say any more because I'll give it away.
For those who have not picked up.
Those who have not picked it up yet. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about the shop. Just keep your eye on the shop, and I hope to put more things in there soon. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so then that leads on to stash enhancement. So some of it I'm not going to show because it was stuff that I needed to mix my not so tasty morning decongestant tea.
Medicine.
Yes. So that stuff's in the other room. Not grabbing it. Not grabbing all the storage tins for my tea that I have over there.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those storage teas up there because I've got my physician in there.
Yeah, so I just didn't feel like grabbing those. But this was a stash enhancement
And I
because
mean-
it came with my order.
And I mean a physician tea, not a physician actually in the tin.
Yes, I really hope you don't have a random physician in the tin. That would be cruel and unusual.
Maybe.
Physician cruelty.
Cruelty to physicians.
So, golden flower. I don't think I've tried this one yet.
Was that a gift or did you buy it?
I feel like I might have either redeemed something or as a gift. I don't remember purchasing this.
Excuse me, I got to bed a little bit late last night and still had to get up early, so I'm tired.
I feel like someone gave this to me. I think it was like a complete surprise too.
Once in a while you get that.
And then this was a card redeemed because no one really cares for chamomile. There's a lot of people who are allergic to it apparently. So I like chamomile. So whenever someone wants to trade their cards, because we have a trading card thing where if you get 4 cards of one tea, you can redeem it for a sample. Otherwise, you can get a portion size, which is just 1 cup.
Yep.
So I got enough chamomiles to redeem it for a sample. And I just basically tell people, you want to get rid of chamomile? I'll take it. I know that most people can't drink it. I like chamomile. Just pass it on here. I can do blending with it if I want to. I can blend it with peppermint. I can get some lemongrass if I want. Put it with rose petals.
That's kind of the way I feel about the rooibos, and I'm finding that people have been offering me a lot more rooibos. Because there are a couple of people who call it poobas. Which I think is really unfortunate for tea. It's not that bad.
And then this one was one I picked up. We were trying to get. I can't remember if I showed this. I feel like I must have. If we showed the
What
teas.
are you talking about?
Did we show Woody's teas last time?
Yes.
Okay.
think
Well,
we
then
did.
I would have shown this one.
I think so.
If we didn't, I forgot to bring mine. I think we did.
We did because I would have had it here.
Yeah, I picked this up then, and I tried and it was good. Summer
is it?
rose.
Oh, summer rose.
Yeah, this had black tea, rose petals, and rose flavor. Oh, I thought this had also lychee, but I guess it didn't.
It's very, very. It
It's
smells
very
like,
rose.
It smells like rose water.
It's very rose, but yes,
Is that all of them? All of yours?
that is all of mine.
Okay. You saw my tea from the Whistling Kettle.
I'm
And
excited to carry my Kenyan black. I'm a Kenyan purple.
This is vanilla chai tea cookies. I bought this on the Solemnity because I'm on
Right. Well, I technically picked it up before him, but she paid me back on the Solemnity.
It's in the Solemnity because in fact, I have things coming in that I picked up on the Solemnity because people gave me gifts.
Yeah.
And so in order to get the gifts, I had to buy stuff anyway. So I used the Solemnity as a reason to go ahead and do that. And then I picked up the Bible in the Year that I'm doing with Father Mike Schmitz as a podcast, and it has books in 3 sections. And I pre-ordered all of them. The only one that's come in so far is book 2. Okay.
I think they might have a problem with their order.
Because I look back, book 1 says it's not been delivered yet, and book 3 is not even on there yet. So, yeah, I'll have to check and see what's going on with that. And it looks really good. It talks about, it has Father's reflections on the chosen readings, and taking it to prayer and diving deeper and all that.
And he's very charismatic. He works in college, so he's where he needs to be.
I mean, I love the smell. New book. I like the smell of books, whether they're old or new. I love the smell of books. It's something that Kindle just cannot emulate. So.
Oh, speaking of Kindle, I forgot to share something.
I think that's everything I have.
I have a new Kindle cover because my old one, this only has a small magnet, so it doesn't bother me too badly. My other one, every time I open my Kindle, my splints would get stuck to it. It was really distracting because the way my old Kindle cover was, it was one of those ones where you fold it and the fold acts as the stand. So if I try to read it, the stand would come up with my hand, so it would really annoy me. What's cool about this one is it has a little flap for my, what's this called? Stylus. And I can also flip this around to hold the stylus more if I really wanted to. This has a kickstand. I don't usually read this way around, but if I really wanted to, I could just sort of set it like that. But honestly, I don't read that way. I don't tend to watch things on here. I primarily use it as book. So for me, the kickstand is perfect. This feels more sturdy than my other one. It feels more like a book, which is kind of nice. Yeah. My other one was just that kind of very thin material. She
floated past me. I want yours if you don't want it. I'm like, no.
I'm glad that I have this one, to be quite. Mine's bigger than yours.
No, it's not.
Okay, I guess it is. It just looked like that.
I like this. I always have had like blue or whatever, and I thought I want something different. I want something a little classy, and this has like the little filigree edges and stuff.
What's this? What's that for?
I'm sorry, guys.
Call from spam 800.
It's a spam.
I have to let it go because sometimes my rheumatologist
They come off as spam?
comes up as spam. Because I noticed on the last one they gave me was a spam number.
Oh, good to know.
So I apologize for that, and the reason I'm listening for it is because they have to reschedule me. I did make the appointment, and then they called to say they had to reschedule, so I haven't done that yet.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's them, so.
Okay, so, yeah, you don't know what this is back here.
Because
it doesn't seem to open or anything. It feels like it should.
Oh, I know what it's for.
What?
Okay.
Oh, that's how it serves as a stand. Okay, that makes sense.
Like that.
Okay, it's not the greatest way. Oh, that makes sense.
Like that.
So, okay.
See?
All right, well, then it's just not like this weirdly random, useless.
And then I have my little.
Yeah, she has a little handle, and I do too.
Right here.
Mine is here right by my kickstand.
And I tried putting a stylus in here, but it doesn't fit very well.
You do have to work a bit to get in here. It will fit, but you have to work it.
Yours is a lot easier than mine. So, yeah.
Well, it helps that I've kept mine open, so it's been like that since I got it.
Right. So, yeah.
And sometimes I use a stylus, sometimes I forget about it, I just flip through, because it's easier.
I like the stylus for the phone because there's such tiny keys.
I actually have kept a stylus by my computer now, just in case I have, like, fumble finger. But...
Oh, whoops.
Good job.
Okay.
I think I'm out of tea. Oh, no, I still have
I'm
some.
out of tea.
Dunk my donut. I better be careful. I'll actually drop her in there, and then she won't be very happy.
Have to wash her. Okay, so I'm sorry this is
There'd be no getting rid of the stain.
This is a little bit of a quick podcast because honestly,
We're
I'm
an
very
hour long and we're a quick podcast.
and I'm very tired. I
have a bit of headache.
I don't think I can stay much longer because I didn't get much sleep last night.
And my sleep schedule's been off because I slept all late yesterday.
All right, let me see if there's anything else we need to be talking about.
Well, if you want to hit up books, I have BookTube now. It's Talia Nerds Out.
And my books are just basically right now is my religious reading. I'm trying to reprioritize so I can read more books, both fiction and nonfiction. But right now I'm sticking mostly to the religious for my Lenten practices. And I'm not even listening to Agatha Christie right now because I gave it up for Lent. When I usually listen to it, which is when I'm, taking a shower or something, I can listen to it when I'm doing other things, but I'm trying not to do that even.
I also would encourage you, some of the ones you've listened to before, to read them. Because I don't feel you're getting the full experience.
Well, like I said, because of the fact that I don't always get to read it in its entirety and I end up splitting them up, they get confused because I'm listening to one and listening to part of another and listening to part of another, so it's hard to keep track of
what you almost need to do is when you eventually get your library card and you sign up for Libby, just make sure you put on hold some of the Hugh Fraser books, because you can always extend it if one comes due and you're still listening to one, so you actually can finish a book, because then you'll have them.
I love listening to Hugh Fraser.
Because all the ones, I think, I have a couple David Suchet in my Audible, because I picked up a bunch of them when I went into surgery, because I wanted to have a bunch of Poirots available to me, and most of them are Hugh Fraser. And then I also was able to pick up some, because they slash the price if you already own the Kindle book, so it can whisper sync.
Right.
So I did snag a few that way. I also realized I have their Tragedy in 3 Acts, I think is what it's called. It's the only Poirot I think I haven't read.
That was good. I liked it.
I actually don't believe I've ever read. I don't know how I missed it, unless it's a different title that I don't know. But I read the information. I'm like, I don't remember this.
I listened to it.
It's the only Poirot I've never read. I don't know how that happened.
I think I listened to it. I don't remember it very well. I must have listened to it because I don't remember it very well. I just know I listened to it.
Yeah, I look forward to reading it. Because in BookTube, what I do is I do a spinner to determine what I'm going to read, and I didn't feel like reading the second Tommy and Tuppence that I had set up because I was still enjoying them as younger. So I decided not to do that, and I did a couple of other things. So I need to do this other one. Anyway, that's for BookTube.
Okay, so I don't really have anything else to say unless you go into real life things. Do you want to have anything real life things?
There's not anything really that interesting.
No, we just have doctor's appointments, and there's nothing we can say because we don't know anything.
I'm sure I told them last week about a gain disability.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember when I got it, so the weeks kind of blend together.
Yeah. So, honestly, I can't think. So, I'm going to thank everybody who...
Is there weather coming in?
I don't know. I want to thank everybody who commented on YouTube or PHN. If you commented on PHN Home, I've been checking in to see if anybody has. So, last time I checked, there wasn't anybody who commented there. So, I'm just thanking the people from YouTube. But if you did comment on PHN or anywhere else, we thank you as well. I want to thank Looney Hiker, Wendy, who's MacGyver, Joan, Andy Bunn, Wombat of Doom 53, Meditative Crafter, Emma, Paula, Ms. Pogo, Lefty Crochets and Mirror Knits, Seems So Vintage, and Kara. Thank you very, very much for commenting. I believe that this Friday for Patreons we do have a Zoom. Okay,
Zoom.
So we have a Zoom.
Brittany reminded me that I accidentally put down it was Thursday the 25th instead of Friday the 25th.
Okay.
So that has been corrected.
Okay.
But yes.
So we look forward to seeing anyone who's a patron or anyone who'd like to be a patron and joins us for that.
If you do end up following me on BookTube, right now the videos are longer. I'm going to try to break it into smaller pieces like mysteries, nonfiction,
Doesn't matter.
But it'll make it less long.
No. You'll just get more verbose, that's all.
That's not fair.
It's true. Honestly, I live with this. She goes, bop, 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 bop.
That's why I started the BookTube, so I could just blather
That's my point.
at the BookTube.
That's my point. It's like pie in the sky, wishful thinking that it's going to be short. Anyway, we want to wish you all a wonderful, blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, and whatever it is that makes your heart happy. And we hope to see you again here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 497, and that's a wrap.
Bye.